So I click on effects, go to beat transitions, go to fusion transitions, cross the zero track that's in the middle. So let's expand it a bit, click on that, open in a fusion. Drag this out, disconnect this, delete cross the zero backspace. And on media in one, drag the transform node, connect it. Drag a merge node, connect this to the background of the merge and connect this to the foreground of the merge. Drag this merge to the viewer. Yep. Then you go to transform. From this transform node, you're going to go to your center, right click on it, modify with XY path. Go to modifiers, untick keyframe, right click on Y, modify with anim curves. Go here, set the easing to chord. Anyone would really work, right? Then we go to here to set this to minus 1.4. And then we set this to 0.5. Done with that, we go back to tools, right click on angle, modify with anim curves. Go to modifiers. And here, let's set this to chord 2. And this we set this to. If we now drag this to the viewer, let's see what we've done. Drag a merge node, drag a transform node here, connect the media in one to this, connect this to the foreground, and connect this to the background. We go to transform, right click on angle, modify with anim curves, go to modifiers, set this to minus 90. So if you drag it forward, it drops like that. But I don't want it to drop to twist from the center. I want it to twist from this angle. So I go to transform, go to tools, the pivot. I set this to 0. And I set the Y value to 1. So you see the pivot point is up there. Just like that. Then drag this to the viewer. So you see what we're working with, like that. But the movement is not smooth enough. We go to modifiers, go to easing, set this to elastic. If we go here and play that, see, yeah, that bounces for what? All right, good. Then we go to transform again, go to tools, the center, right click on it, modify with XY path, go to modifiers and check this keyframes, right click on Y, modify with anim curves. Go to this value, drop this easing to none, then this scale, drop it to minus 0.5. Then this will be 0.5. Let's make this minus 1. Better. Go to this. We want the drop to be pretty fast, so you can make it like 5 times what it is. But I don't want it to start at the beginning. I want it to start towards the end. Let's say we say 0.65. If we go to this place and play it, it's not dropping. So I'm gonna go here, clear this transform and move it forward. It's not dropping fast enough, so I go to the transform, go to modifiers, go to this XY path. Let's say we drop this to 3. Aha, better. So we stop this, let's drag this to the viewer, see what we've done. Big swings and drops. Drag merge node in here, drag the other merge node. Drag a background node, drop the alpha to 0. Connect this to the background node, background input of merge 1. Connects the background to the background input of merge 2. Connect media in 1 to the foreground of merge 1. Same thing for the foreground of merge 2. Drag a rectangle mask here, connect it to the mask input of merge 1 and the same rectangle mask to the merge input of merge 2. This rectangle mask, I want it to get to the side, so it masks half of the image. And I want the height to be full height, and this more position will be 0.25. I drag this to the viewer, we see it's this half. If we drag the merge 2 to the viewer, the same half. Drag this to the viewer, the same half, but I want it to be inverted. So I click on merge 2, go to settings, and I say apply mask inverted. So we have merge 1, merge 2. Fantastic. So we're good to go. Control space by pull in DVE node. Click on an empty space on the node grid, put in another DVE node. I connect that up. Now for DVE1, I drag that to the viewer. I want the pivot point for this DVE to be on this side. You see that X moving here? I want it to be on this side, so it should be 0. Now for this one, if you drag it to the viewer, I want the pivot point for this to be on this side, so it should be 1. If I go to DVE1, drag it to the viewer, and I go to Y, I swing it to see it seems like a bundle. So I right click on the Y value, modify with anim curves, go to modifiers, go to ease in. I leave the ease in, but ease out, I need that elastic. I set this to say click, something like that. Just beautiful. Great. So you move to the next one. Just deviate to the Y value, modify the adding curves, go to modifiers, set this to 90 minus 90. These in same thing, elastic, and then let's drag this to the viewer, see what we've done. It's moving from the outside part. I don't want that, so I go here, press minus 90 to 90. Oops. I join both of them together. I drag that to the viewer. You see something like that. Just beautiful. Good. Move on from there. But you see that this is coming over it. So media in 1 shouldn't be what is connected here. It should be media in 2. So let me put that in here because that's the footage we are going to. This is the footage we are going from. Right? I made a mistake at the beginning. Sorry about that. And let's go here and let's just connect this to that and drag this to the viewer. So we go back to the image. So it goes like that. And the next transition, we pull in the merge node. It comes down here. You pull in 2 transform nodes. Connect this here, connect that here, and then connect this to the background, connect this to the foreground. Now for this transition transform here, I want it to rotate from here downwards, whilst the one for media into rotates in from the upper corner here. So that means I'm going to move the pivot point to this corner. So I go to this, I go to this value, I set this to 0, and the Y value to 0. See the pivot point here, circle through with the X thing. That's the pivot point here. I want to set the pivot point for this too. Set this to 0, and I set the Y value to 1. So you see the pivot point sitting on top here. Good. So we go to transform 2, right click on angle, modify with adding curves, go to modifiers. I want to increase this by 90. And I want the ease in to be none, but at the end I want it to be sides. If I go here, so it's moving up. I want it to move down, so I'm going to put it as a minus. So let's play that. Good. But the movement is too slow. So I go here, let's say custom. I want this to come down a bit like that. And I want this to move this towards here. So we'll move this here like that. If we play it now, better. I go to this point 2. I go to, now for this transform, I want the canvas edges to be mirror. Don't worry, it's going to be the background. If I drag this to the viewer, it still sits on top of it. So I want this now to roll in from up here down like that. So it's going to be, it's going to be up like that. And it's 90, then it's going to roll down to 0. So I right click on this, modify with and curves, go to modifiers. It's going to be at 90, then it's going to minus 90, so it gets to 0. I go here, easy and none, then I put it as sign. I go to this point, let's play. Let's drag this to the viewer, let's play. If I want this to happen a bit faster, so I go to 1.5. Let's go here and play it back. I go here, I put in a transform node, another transform node here, connect media N1 to transform 2, and connect media N2 to transform Y. Connect the transform 1 to transform 3 forms a merge. Let's pull both of them together so them as a far apart. And I want this transform, the pivot point with this to be 0. Yeah, and then I go to angle, right click on it, modify with anim curves. Go to modifiers to set this to minus 15. Set the easy into sign. So what we're going to have, if I drag this to the viewer, is just something that I mirror it to. See something that just goes down and comes back up. That's what we want. And go to tools, right click on center, modify with XY path, go to modifiers. On T keyframe, right click on Y value, modify with anim curves. Go to Y, set the reason to just say sign, now. Then we go to scale. For the scale, we set it to minus 0.45. And we set this to 0.5. Then it goes to the beginning. So the right height is here, like that. Same fill of this being 0.545. We set this to the 5 side. Great. So instead of using this transform and creating all that again, I'm going to delete this transform. Copy this. Click on here, paste. Connect this here. Connect this there. Go to this transform. Go to modifiers. Go to this Y value and set this to positive. So if you go to the viewer, see something like this. Can I get back it up? Now we go back to this transform, go to modifiers. For this value, let's mirror it. Go here to this value, mirror that too. Let's see what we've got. Great. Now what we're gonna do, a copy of this. Copy. Go here, paste. Drag that down there. Drag this closer. And this, I'm gonna swap this. Swap inputs. Connect this to that. Connect that to that. Then click on an empty space. Control space bar. Type dissolve. Connect this to the foreground. Connect this to the background. Click on dissolve. Right click on background, foreground. Modify with adding curves. Go to modifiers. Set the curve to custom. Drag this up here, drag this down here, click on this 0.5, then this is 1, click on this 0.5, 0. We drag this to the viewer. See this beautiful stuff, and we're done. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do like and subscribe, and have a great one. See you on the next one.